understanding that the way God has made us is to have that consistent effort of coming before Him in prayers, coming before Him in this kind of relationship, personal relationship. He went alone to pray. It was because the disciples saw Him pray that they came to meet Him and said, teach us to pray. They saw Him pray. That was why they came. They said, teach us to pray. So you say, even though Jesus Christ had come in man, in the form of man, that He had the ability. This is why. This is part of why. He had that consistency. It was not enough that He had a life in Him, but He cultivated that life. He made that life grow. He made His consciousness of that life grow. He made His consciousness of His newness grow. It was not enough that He had it, but He kept growing in it. And you see the Hebrew guys. We saw this in... How many of us were in National Conference 2020? Last year, the online conference. So I know what my emphasis will be if I should go that way. How many of us were not there? Can we hear me at all? Okay. How many of us were not in the online national conference last year? We're not calling you out, though. We just want to know the direction I'll take the next phase. Alright, good. Good. Quite few. So we'll just go over it a little. The life of these guys in that system, in that world system. Daniel chapter 2. Okay, we'll read chapter 3 so that we don't take so much time on it. Daniel chapter 3 verse 14. Daniel chapter 3 verse 14. These were the Hebrew guys in a world system. When you read Daniel chapter 1, you find out that they were taken in slavery into Babylon. Babylon the Great. Babylon has always been known. Babylon came from Babel, that place where that tower was being built. So that place had always been known right from the very beginning as a place of darkness, as a community that is accrued to darkness. And even to the end, there is still something that is called the spirit of Babylon that was talked about in the book of Revelations. So Babylon started as a place and ended as a spirit, and that spirit is still alive. Even though the place called Babylon, there is no state, there is no city, there is no country that is called Babylon today. But that place translated from a place to a spirit, and that spirit habitates many places, including the health system today. So in Daniel chapter 1, we see Daniel and the 3 Hebrew guys get into a place called Babylon. At certain points, they were offered food to eat, and they rejected. Before them, their names were changed. They accepted. Before then, they were brought there to learn of the tongues of the Chaldeans. They accepted. So there were certain things that in the place called Babylon, they accepted. And certain other things they rejected. The reason was not because of what those things were, but the end, the goal of those things. I saw last year that the reason they were going to accept the teachings and the learnings of Babylon is because not everything in Babylon is Babylonian. Do you understand? Not everything in Babylon is Babylonian. There were some of them that came from the place of God, including those languages, including the tongues, including the sciences. All of those things were things that came from God. They only found their place in Babylon. So in that place, he learnt it. That God brings men and puts them in systems, put them in places based on interest, probably, or based on direction. God placed them in places us on the earth. When we got saved, we did not escape from here. And in that place, there are certain things that are going to be learned. Many of the things that will be learned by this recreated man, by this man that follows after God, he will learn them seemingly in the world, seemingly in the opportunity that the world gives. And there are others that will be rejected. So scripture says that they accepted the name that they were being called. They accepted the learning that was coming to them. And you see, all of this was because of the kind of person that they were. They had the ability to channel that learning in the direction